can't convince me that men don't love more purely and more unconditional. Let me explain. Women can come into a relationship and have literally nothing. They can work a part-time job. They can be making minimum wage. They could have no money in their bank account. Some women can even be in debt, and men will still accept them for exactly who they are, because these men are looking for partnerships and wives. But also, men will accept women's psychotic breaks. Men will accept the irrational behavior. They will tolerate so much disrespect. It can be dragged. Men that truly love women will let their women put them through the ringer, and they still won't leave. They love these women for exactly who they are, and even if she wants to change her career or go to nursing school, 9 times out of 10, he's going to help her and fund that and support her. Whether she's dressed up or she's dressed down, there's nothing about her that he doesn't love, because he fell in love with her for exactly who she is.
Men love women and children more than they love themselves. Throughout history, we've sacrificed in wars and in everyday life to ensure the survival and well-being of women and children. Even if we don't have partners or children of our own, we are still willing to give our lives for the protection and prosperity of unknown women and children.
Women, on the other hand, have a laundry list of expectations and standards that change based on the men that they're with. And then it changes even more once the men meet those requirements or those expectations, because they are expecting these men to fill the unhappy void that's basically unfillable, because it's something that she has to do within herself. Women love with conditions. They don't love purely. And it's conditional based on what he can give her. And that's why you hear so many women leave after men lose their jobs. Women expect their men to always be changing and be in tune with their emotions. But guess what? 9 times out of 10, women don't even understand their own emotions and expect men to just kind of guess as they go. And it's just not the same for men. Men love more purely and more unconditionally, and you can't convince me otherwise. Okay, bye.
Women, on the other hand, tend to love their children and themselves more than men. Only when men are absent do they step in to sacrifice for their children. Without children, their love focuses inward, and they're less likely to make sacrifices for others. Women have endless expectations without bringing anything to the table. They're intensely ungrateful.
Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something. Fellas, when you meet a new girl, what do your friends ask you? What she look like? Ladies, when you meet a new guy, what do your friends ask you? What does he do?
All of us start out as boys, and we all reach a point in our lives when we are no longer loved unconditionally, and we must go out and earn our love and respect from others. We reach a point where we must leave the protection of our mother and father and are required to go off into the world to prove ourselves and others that we have what it takes.
When society and women stop giving men something to fight, live, and die for, when respect is replaced with disdain, misandry, ingratitude, and the constant demonization of masculinity in boys and men, men will be forced to go against their instincts.
I believe a man can love a woman unconditionally, but I don't think a woman can love a man unconditionally.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I beg to differ. I think it's the other way around.
No.
I think a woman can love a man unconditionally, and
Not
most
for,
men.
Not forever.
You don't think so?
No.
Damn.
No. I think when a man loves a woman for real, like, he'll love her forever.
Instead of serving and sacrificing, women will choose themselves, breaking free from the burden of self-sacrifice and the expectation of being placeholders for someone better. And now we play the waiting game for women to respond with, "But women," which indicates, to me at least, that they were ready to respond and not to think and try to understand.
Women can say stupid, like unconditional love. There's no such thing as unconditional love. Everything is loved under a condition. The closest thing you're going to get to unconditional love is maybe a dog or a child. But if they piss you off to a degree, that love has its limit, right? Like, there's always conditions to everything. Every agreement in life, every relationship in life, every love in life, it's always conditional to some degree. Maybe some conditions might be less than others, but regardless, everything is conditional to a degree. There's no such thing as unconditional love. That's a lie. I would argue, if anything, men love women harder than women love men. Women, hold on, let me tell you why. Because here's the difference between men and women. Women love men opportunistically for what men can provide for them. You don't even give a guy a chance unless he meets a bunch of requirements for you.
False for me.
What?
It's really simple for us. Her looks make us want to talk to her. Her personality makes us want to get to know her. The way she treats us decides whether or not we want to make her permanent. The majority of women meet the first requirement for the majority of men. The second one, maybe half meets it, so we won't make it to the third. It's that third one where most women fail if they pass the first two.
What about unconditional love? Does that exist?
No. It does for women, it doesn't exist for men. Women can be unconditionally loved by society as a whole. No matter how bad it is, a thing women do, if she's pretty, bro, a woman could go and kill 10 people. But if she was smoking hot and her mugshot came up, it'd be all over Twitter. Kill me anytime, babe. They'd love her anyway. She's hot. That's it. Women can be unconditionally loved. Men are only loved for how useful we are. The second you become a useless man, you'll see how cold and heartless this world is. Nobody gives a solitary about men can't fix problems.
True.
That's why we exist. So unconditional love does not exist for men. It never has been, never will.
Men have tried so hard for many decades to prove themselves and provide for the family, while women have decided to be in direct competition with their partners and raise the expectations to impossible heights. So men are happier on their own, and I don't blame them.
Things I wish men knew about women. Number one is being too sexual too soon equals the ick. Now, I'm pretty reasonable when it comes to icks, okay? I've called out the unrealistic ones and the ones that are just ridiculous, but this isn't one of them. And for the love of God, don't send a dick pic to a girl that you just met. The next thing that you need to know about women is that playing the waiting game or playing games attracts toxic women. There are so many dating coaches online who tell you to play mind games, who tell you to wait 3 days after a date to text her, and all of this other garbage. My advice would be, don't do that. Quit the toxic crap. If you had a nice time on the date, text her when you get home telling her that. And I know a lot of you will say the famous line, don't ask a fish how to catch a fish, or don't take dating advice from a woman. And my response to that would be, women want to be caught. Fish don't. And I'm telling you exactly how to do it.
I don't think women even can love men romantically. It's at the very least just a different thing entirely that we use the same word for. The most a man can hope for is respect, not love. A woman can love her sons, but not her mate. Part of becoming a man is realizing you'll never be cared about by a woman again when your mother is gone. Your value is only in what you can provide, not who you are.
Can we talk about the man that has never really felt appreciation or respect without hidden intentions or conditions? Yet he's expected to just be a man without affirmation, without love, without even just being told he's enough. That man is not dumb. He knows that he deserves better. So when you try to bring more and more conditions for your love into his life, he will just be done.
To a man, he embraces the ups and the downs in a relationship. Working through tough times makes the good times that much sweeter. It's a journey in life, and the better we understand the other person's point of view, the better they can adapt to each other and bring an evolving closeness, or intimacy, in its truest form.
How do you feel about the statement, only women and children and dogs receive unconditional love, but men are only loved under the condition that they provide something?
I disagree.
I think there's some truth in that. There's some truth in that.
Where do your opinions differ?
I don't know.
Any woman that's worth having has options.
Yeah.
She has a roster. I'm pretty sure she got like 10 in her phone right now that are trying to pursue her. That don't mean she wants them, but yeah, it's gonna be a little hard, especially if they have value. She look like she take care of herself, so you know you gotta come right. Be clean, cut your fingernails, clean your fingernails, you know.
Well, do you think that unconditional love is real, or are people really only as loyal as their options?
I think 1,000% like unconditional love is real.
So there are guys who you could call now who you kind of fell out with who would still come to your aid?
1,000%.
Like I said, she has options, so she's looking for the person who can provide the most.
The greatest needs in a man: respect, honor, support, and physical touch. Women go into a relationship and try to change the man into the viewpoint of how the man should be and look. So, every relationship a man gets into, each woman tries to change him. Thanks for watching The Circle of Kings. As always, we're looking forward to your support. So please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything all kings like yourself need to know.